Good afternoon to everyone on this beautiful December day. Our quiet haven of a city has recently fallen prey to a group of individuals who refuse to abide by the rule of law. This uptick in senseless violence is not unique to Natchitoches. Nationwide, our entire country is in a battle against bad actors whose irrational and senseless attacks are unpredictable and, as a result, sometimes extremely hard to counteract. I love Natchitoches. It is my home. I am raising my 3 incredible children here, and in just over a month, my wife and I will welcome our 4th child. All of our children were born right here in this amazing city. We plan to raise our family here. So many others share this narrative. Some may have come to attend the Northwestern State University and decided to stay and make Natchitoches their home. Others have happened upon our historic town and decided to retire here. Whatever your story, one consistent expectation must be realized for all of us. Natchitoches must be a safe place to live. I assure you, safety is a top priority for my administration. The unfortunate truth is that many of the recent acts of criminal activity were carried out by young people. We have already worked to put safe and meaningful recreation opportunities in place for our youth. This work will endure as I continue to partner with various groups and organizations. According to a recent Associated Press article shared with me by Chief Collins, the U.S. gun death rate last year hit its highest mark in nearly 3 decades. It is no secret that cities all across the United States are witnessing a meteoric rise in gun violence and other violent crime for that matter. Experts trying to unpack why we've seen an increase in gun violence nationwide believe higher gun sales, stress, and mental health issues are to blame in part for its proliferation. To be sure, I came into office as violent crime was already on the rise, and I made the promise that I would do everything in my power to make Natchitoches a safer place, a city in which its people, regardless of the neighborhood they live in, will begin to feel safe again about their community. University of Michigan researchers assert firearm violence is a worsening problem in the United States and will require a range of efforts to control. To that end, at the beginning of my administration, my office, working with the DA's office, started the first ever Crime Stoppers organization to allow people to feel safe about reporting a crime in Natchitoches. I want to strongly encourage every resident that if you know a crime has been committed in your area, use Crime Stoppers to report it, and I guarantee you that no one will ever know about it, and you will receive a monetary reward. That number is 318-238-2388. Another crime-reducing effort in which my administration was a key player is the reemergence of the Boys and Girls Club in Natchitoches. Certainly, the Boys and Girls Club would not have been possible without the work of people like Vanna Erickson, but the city was pivotal in the organization's reestablishment as well. Another endeavor that I'm really excited about because of its potential effectiveness is the presence of Big Brothers, Big Sisters Natchitoches. City of Natchitoches will be only the 3rd branch of Big Brothers, Big Sisters in Louisiana because I work to get money from the state legislature to fund the program for up to a year. And on the agenda this coming Monday is an ordinance designed to help us, among other things, to pay our officers better so that we may keep and attract individuals to protect my precious Natchitoches residents. Other initiatives that I have established are the Summer Youth Employment, the Mayor's Youth Council, the Angel Fund that is administered by Parks and Rec personnel to in some cases totally eliminate the cost of participating in youth sporting activities in the city of Natchitoches. Still, crime is a wicked problem that requires a varied approach to see its reduction. It is an issue that I think about every single day. I want to stress again that we need the entire community working together in this effort. This is no time for finger pointing. I need members of the community to let us know that a crime has been committed. In some cases, we need parents and guardians to ensure that the youth they are raising are not developing into violent actors in our community. We will also advocate at the state and federal levels for policies and dollars that make for a safer Natchitoches. Specifically on the state level, we will seek ways that people may be held accountable for their criminal actions, even if they happen to be juvenile at the time of the crime. I also want to firmly state that there is no expense too great regarding the safety of Natchitoches residents and Natchitoches visitors alike. Today, I am publicly proposing an administrative restructuring detailed in section 4.09 of our local constitution, and most of us simply just call the charter. Specifically, I am appointing for the council's consideration J.D. Oliphant as Director of Public Safety for the city of Natchitoches. J.D. is the son of Hattie P. Ware and the late J.D. Oliphant Sr., who served the city of Natchitoches as a lineman for a number of years. He is the husband of Danielle Cundy Oliphant and the father of 4 beautiful and handsome children, 2 sons and 2 daughters. A lifelong Natchitoches resident, J.D. began his illustrious law enforcement career as a patrol officer at the Natchitoches Police Department in 1991. After serving the city for 3 years, J.D. was hired as a Louisiana State Police trooper at Troop E in Alexandria, Louisiana. Throughout his tenure as a state trooper, he served as a field training officer, defensive tactics instructor, narcotics investigator, and so much more. Ultimately, Mr. Oliphant earned an appointment as a deputy superintendent of patrol. Throughout his law enforcement career, J.D. earned the reputation for being firm but fair and earned the respect of the men and women who worked under his command. J.D. recently received his bachelor's degree in Unified Public Safety Administration from the Northwestern State University. As Director of Public Safety for the city, J.D. will plan, direct, supervise, oversee, and coordinate the daily operations of the city's police and fire departments, provide administrative and operational input regarding day-to-day operations of both departments, assist in developing departmental policy and public policy. And J.D. will also advise me on public safety issues, including providing guidance on policy and strategy initiatives. Hear me when I say we need a robust and well-curated plan to combat crime in our city. I have 2 outstanding public safety directors already in Chief John Wynn of the Natchitoches Fire Department and Chief Nikhil Collins of the Natchitoches Police Department. They will continue to serve in their current capacity and report to the Director of Public Safety. As we tackle issues such as increasing pay, our expanding city footprint, and the uptick in crime in our city, Chief Wynn and Chief Collins will work with the Director of Public Safety to not just plan a response, but also to implement it. The wealth of public safety knowledge Mr. J.D. Oliphant will bring to the position will be invaluable as we move our city forward into an even safer future. We will continue to establish legal and safe outlets and activities for our youth. We will continue to pray for the mindset of bad actors and the safety of all residents and those who will fall victim to crime. We will continue to do what we know works in various departments throughout the city. But we will also be thoughtfully responsible to the needs of our city in this moment. This is our city, and we would not allow it to be taken from us. This time I want to bring Mr. J.D. Oliphant to the podium as he's going to address us with some remarks.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Good afternoon to Mayor Williams and his staff, city council members, and the citizens of the great city of Natchitoches, Louisiana. Thank you for yet another grateful opportunity to serve you. I'm truly humbled to even be considered, yet selected for such a position as the Director of Public Safety for the city of Natchitoches. I want to thank my lovely wife, Danielle Oliphant, as well as our children, Caitlin, J3, Dawson, and Paisley, for their unwavering support in every endeavor. Chief Wynn and Chief Collins, as well as the members of your respective departments, I want to thank you for your service, both of you. I look forward to working alongside each of you, and I want to make sure we as a team provide the safest environment possible for not only the citizens of Natchitoches, but for those who travel abroad and who visit our great city. As I stated before, it's a team effort in which I fully understand cannot be done alone or overnight. We must strive to build and maintain relationships with our local, state, and federal partners, and share those resources necessary to accomplish our mission to provide public safety. When citizens are afraid to step outside of their homes, walk down the street, or check their mailbox, that's totally unacceptable for me. I ask you, the public, to give us an opportunity to develop and plan actions and put actions in place to increase and enhance public safety. In doing so, I ask that you please hold each of us accountable, just as I will these gentlemen and their departments. Mayor Williams has spoken to me regarding public safety, and it is very important to him as a leader. Therefore, it is and has always been important to me. He has allocated nearly $500,000 to ensure efforts to provide public safety to the citizens or the city of Natchitoches, and it make sure it's adequately funded. And we plan to utilize those funds accordingly. Public safety starts with certain foundational values such as professionalism, integrity, honor, courtesy, and loyalty. I won't accept anything less. And these values will be the standard for which these departments will operate. Change is inevitable, and oftentimes we must adjust to ensure these transitions are as effective and efficient as possible. For some, the change will be difficult to adapt to, but I'll do my best to make sure it won't be difficult to adhere to. One of the more common issues regarding personnel within some departments is recruitment and retention. Although not having adequate staffing somewhat impairs our ability to respond to calls for service, we must still perform our duties and responsibilities with the personnel we have. The time is now that we move forward in a positive light, ensure the morale of these agencies is intact, and do what we can do as a team to bring an unmatched level of professional service and public safety to the citizens in the city of Natchitoches. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oliphant. At this particular time, there may be some questions that we could ask. I want to offer that opportunity if there are any questions at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Where are the funds being allocated from?
I actually have my finance director who's here. Do you want to? Come on up. You're here. She could explain it better than I can. Yeah.
Didn't know I was on the program. Okay, so, in order to fund the salary for this position, which is greatly needed, we did go back to our budget for the police department because we have not been fully staffed. The money that we had originally allocated has not been consumed in its entirety. So those savings will be applied to the salary, and then going into the next fiscal year, we will be able to budget his salary 100%. So that's where, so it's no additional revenue that, or expenses that will be incurred because it's already money that was budgeted.
Thanks a lot, Clarissa. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Precious Barber. I guess this will be more of a rhetorical question and a part of the planning and strategizing process. I guess I want to know is who suggested that we hold the meeting at 2:30 p.m. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of parents were contacting me that said they wanted to be a part of this meeting, but because they have to wait in school lines, or some were even hitting me from work, sneaking and texting me from work, they were unable to be to this meeting. So I'm just asking for future references when you have meetings like this, being that I know that they don't even come sometimes to the 5:30 and 6 o'clock meeting. We still as leaders must give them opportunities so they won't say, well, I didn't know. Because when the parents sent it to me, they was like, well, Precious, this was set out today. I can't be at this meeting for 2:30 and I want to be at this meeting. And so I just ask that for future references, we give people time to get to these meetings, because we all know that when you're dealing with certain cultures, it takes us time to rally these people. It takes us time for them to understand the importance of why they need to be here. And also for the naysayers who have something to say, we want to also give them opportunity as well. So I just ask that for future references, that we have these types of meetings that would involve, especially with emphasis on African Americans, give us time to get the people to these meetings.
Point taken. Thanks for that. Any other questions, comments? All right. Thank you all for being here today. And we basically what we'll see is a summary put before the council on Monday. Then as the charter lays out in section 4.0, now we've got within 30 days to hold a public hearing, which we will advertise well in advance. We have to let it advertise for 10 days. And after that public hearing, within 60 days, it has to be presented for the council. My aim is to put this up to the council, this appointment, to create this position on the first meeting in January. All right, once again, thank you all for being here.